Hey guys, welcome to Critical Threat Comics and Games Holiday Gift Guide. We're going to take you through a crash course on all of the awesome things that we're putting on sale for Black Friday, and a little bit through the month of December as we kind of head into the holidays. And if you're not sure what to get that special nerd in your life, we have a list for you.
Or if you want to create new nerds by gifting them with things to lure them into the dark and... Anyway.
That is very true. We are always looking for more additions to the hive mind. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Don't say hive mind.
Sorry. We are nerds and we are legion. Sorry.
Anyway. So what should we start with?
I don't know. I heard there was like a certain movie that was coming out soon.
Like when? Like in December?
Yeah,
sometime?
like December 18th or something. People are making a big deal about it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be kind of popular.
Yeah.
A few people were talking about it on Facebook and online.
Yeah,
and
probably just my
Twitter
weird
and
nerdy friends,
outside
though.
and in the store everywhere. And
Yeah, and like waiting in line outside of Target and Walmart, I think.
So,
Yeah.
do you know any Star Wars fans?
I know a lot of Star Wars fans.
We know a lot of Star Wars fans, and we're sure you probably know a lot of Star Wars fans too. If you're looking for something to get those fans, we've got a lot of Star Wars stuff. In fact, Marvel has been publishing the Star Wars comics. Star Wars Darth Vader, there's Chewbacca, there's Kanan the Last Padawan, there's Lando, a miniseries, Princess Leia. They've got a lot of titles out, and most of them just hit the collected trade paperbacks. They're right behind us.
Yeah.
So collected trades are full story arcs of these comics, and they're outside of they're in the movie universe, but they're totally different stories. So these are not just reprints of what was already happened in the movies. These are new stories. So you can only get them in the comics, so you have to come get them. Please come get them. They're awesome.
Yeah, the trades are definitely a little bit cheaper as well. My favorite arc right now is actually Shattered Empire. That begins in episode 6 during the Battle of Endor and comes out to about like 3 months or so after. Now, the super cool thing about Shattered Empire is there's a certain element, shall we say, that they don't talk about in the trailers much. Like, you see this thing around once or twice, and this person around once or twice, but in the comics they actually go into like this character's backstory, and by the end of that series you're just like, yes, I am so jazzed for this person, and it's really cool. They really get you like hyped up properly for something that we really haven't cared about much.
Awesome. So
in
there's
any
a
other format.
prequel to the movie then.
Yeah.
And you can only get it here.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Shattered Empire has been stellar, and then the collected trades of Star Wars and Darth Vader are also wonderful. Darth Vader, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to like empathize with like such a big bad guy. Yeah, I mean, because it's sort of weird seeing him have feelings, right? But then in the second issue, he drops a guy's dead body in front of Palpatine, and it's just like, boom, Vader out, and then just like leaves. And it's a little more like epic in the context of the story, but like he is every bit as nasty and as ruthless as he was in the movies, and it's wonderful.
God, I love that comic.
Saga is one of our favorites here at the shop, and one of Image's bestsellers.
Yes.
Two people on opposite sides of the war get together, have a baby. Nobody is okay with that, and so now we have assassins and soldiers and several people going after this family, and they have to survive in the middle of all of it.
And in the middle of all of it, they're also trying to raise a baby.
Yeah.
So you got aliens, you have robot royalty, and all sorts of really interesting things. It's a really, really good comic. Yeah. It is more mature, so I'd probably say it's the equivalent of a rated R. So definitely not for younger kids, but more mature kids could probably read it. And adults, oh my god, it's so good. You have to read it.
The other adult comic on that note is going to be Nailbiter. So it's a small town in Oregon that has, for some reason, been pumping out a lot of serial killers, like Backwoods Oregon does, I guess. Yeah. The main character is an investigator. He goes to kind of follow up in his like former partner's stead to sort of try and like figure out where all these guys are coming from and where his partner is.
Yeah, so really good. It's about serial killers, mystery, a lot of graphic horror, but it's not too terrible, so I don't like the really gory stuff, and it's okay for me. Yeah. But again, definitely the other rated R comic on our list.
Yep, 2 adults right there. Getting a little more into the kid-friendly things, let's start with Spider-Gwen, I guess? Yeah.
Everybody loves Spider-Gwen.
Everybody. That's definitely not just for kids either. All these comics are like PG-13 or so anybody can read them. Spider-Gwen is super amazing. She came out in Spider-Verse number 2, and she's been really kind of kicking butt ever since. Artwork is great. She's super sassy, super independent.
Everybody loves her.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Marvel Universe, another common character is Magneto, and he just had a run on, I think got up to like 20-something issues. Really fantastic. It was written by Cullen Bunn, and the story itself really took a good hard look at what makes Magneto tick, and all the struggles he has, because he is kind of an anti-hero. He's not a villain all the time, he's not a hero all the time. He kind of straddles that line, and it really digs into why he does what he does, and it was really good.
All right, next up is gonna be Wicked and Divine, you guys. That is, I think, also another Image bestseller, and definitely
Yes.
a fan favorite.
Yes.
I throw this comic at pretty much anybody that walks into the store.
I'm getting too excited.
Yeah, she is. She is. You
It's
guys.
so good.
Yeah, and you've cosplayed.
I've
the
cosplayed
fandom
2
is
of the
super
characters.
wide.
I'm collecting a bunch of my friends to cosplay more of the characters with me. I want to make a music video tribute about the comic. I love this comic.
Yeah, and fans are similarly devoted. I think part of it is actually Wicked and Divine does talk about fan culture. The main
Yes.
character of this series is actually a fan of the 12 gods of the Pantheon that reincarnate every 90 years. And they're really cool. I mean, we have the Morrigan, Baphomet, Lucifer, Amaterasu, who's I believe a sun goddess.
Yes, Sun Goddess of Japan.
Yeah, there's a brilliant cast of characters here, you guys.
Bunch of different mythologies from all over the world. So it's not just Christian mythology, it's mythologies from everywhere. And you never know who's going to be reincarnated in the Pantheon every 90 years. So you've got people from Greek mythology, you've got people from African mythology. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Another Image title that we all know and love is Wayward. This takes place in Japan, and it's about a little girl who moves to Japan to be with her mother, and she finds out that she has some mystical superpowers, and then she starts finding other people who also have superpowers, and they kind of start unraveling all the weird stuff that's going on in Japan at the time, and all the monsters that are starting to surface, and big changes are happening. And the really cool thing about this book is that it also has a lot of history in it.
Yeah, it's not your average like magical girl
No,
kind of like fodder.
no. They draw on the Japanese mythology and Japanese history, the cultural icons of yokai. And yokai are the monsters that are seen throughout Japanese folklore. And the artist actually lives in Japan and sends his pages every month to get them published. But he lives in Japan. He loves Japan, and each issue of the comic actually has a cultural story, a cultural essay about stuff that might have happened in the book. Maybe how college life works in Japan, how different customs happen in Japan, as well as a short history about a particular yokai or monster that happens to be in that book. So really educational and really smart, very grounded in real life.
Batman. Absolutely Batman. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And of course we have the Batman vs. Superman movie out soon.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder's run on Batman is absolutely brilliant. Everybody knows Snyder from American Vampire and Witches and some of his like independent stuff. He's actually worked with Stephen King a couple times. His new stuff is just, I mean, it follows all of those independent, really cool, really well thought out ideas where he talks about like the personal motivations of each character, introduces some new characters, except that this time it's in the Batman universe, so it's just 10 times more awesome.
Yeah, really great. And we have probably 3 full shelves of Batman trade paperbacks, so come out and take your pick. We have lots of it.
Yeah, tons of classics too. If you're just looking to introduce somebody into the world, we have Killing Joke, Long Halloween, we got everything. So.
Speaking of introducing kids into the world,
Yeah.
comics for kids. We have a new kids section in the shop now, and there are a lot of things over there that we wanted to highlight. A few of them are Zombie Dog.
Yeah.
Zombie Dog is a local comic by local creators, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's about a zombie dog and his friends and the adventures they get up to. Really cute comic, and the creators stop in here from time to time, so if you ever want to meet them, just let us know. We can probably hook you up.
Yeah.
Another one is Princeless. This one is great. It is girl power. It is about girls who don't need help, who save themselves, who get up to adventures, and there's even a volume about a princeless character who's a pirate.
She's great.
They're fun. Yeah, they're really fun comics.
Yeah, also pretty diverse. That's just kind of a neat little thing for kids.
And then kid favorite, Hero Cats.
Yeah,
I
mean,
cats. I don't know how many kids I've seen come into the shop and say, "Do you have Hero Cats?"
Yeah.
It's really cute. It's literally what it sounds like. It's a band of cats, and they're the heroes, and they take it upon themselves to be the heroes and the protectors of the town they live in.
Yeah, they're
and
adorable.
They go out and fight all the bad guys in the town. The Hero Cats.
Definitely reminded me of Warriors, if anybody remembers that that like cat book series that was around when we were in like junior high or so. But yeah, just, very much like intelligent cats with their own little culture. But these ones actually go out and save the city, so it's a much younger audience, and it's just absolutely adorable.
Yeah. Let's move off comics for a little bit and go back and continue with the kids theme. We have a lot of great games in the shop, and these are games that you can play with your kids. We have a couple of games that are good that younger kids can play on their own, but the ones we want to highlight here are the ones that you can play with your kids to teach them how to navigate certain game elements and to create kind of a family night. They're really awesome, fun games. The first one is Mice and Mystics.
Otherwise known as Redwall, the game.
Basically, Redwall, the game, yeah. So you each have a character, and you're mice. You're mice with like warrior mice or mage mice, and your enemy is the cat. And you play these adventures, and it's a campaign sort of game, so each little adventure, you have a certain goal, and then you have to work together to achieve that goal, and then you can move on to the next part of the story.
You can also get little cheese tokens to count your successes.
Cheese.
It's adorable.
It's really cool. Another very popular standby is Munchkin. This one has a lot of different iterations, different themes. So there's Cthulhu Munchkin, there's Nightmare Before Christmas Munchkin, there's regular old plain Munchkin.
Adventure Time. There's also Gloom, where they crossed over with another popular game.
Yeah, this is pretty simple dungeon crawler. You go fight monsters, try to beat the monsters, and then you get treasure. And go ahead.
Oh, several people have also played this game and then discovered, oh, hey, that was fun. Let's play D&D. So campaigners, if you are trying to get people to want to come into dungeons and slay some monsters with you, and you can't quite get them to commit to fully role-playing, play Munchkin. It's maybe an hour or two, and then by the end of that, most people will kind of oh, that was fun. Maybe
I like
fantasy
fighting monsters.
Yeah. So then you get to be well, add your own character to it.
And the cards are really funny. Each card is a joke. They're all puns. So if you like puns, get Munchkin.
Yes, definitely.
Another great game to play with kids that kids really love is Boss Monster.
Yeah, and this is video games in a board game. What's not to love?
Basically, yes. You play as the boss monster of a dungeon, and you have to build your dungeon with cards, and then every round, the heroes in town have to come through your dungeon, and the idea is that you've built a dungeon that will kill them, and you have to collect souls, and have the first person to collect the most souls wins. But if the heroes get through the dungeon, and they get all the way through without dying, then you get hit. So you get wounded. So you have to be the first one to collect enough souls through your master dungeon.
Nice.
Also a very punny game.
Ha. Oh boy, okay. A couple of games that are a little bit better for teenagers or adults. Betrayal, you guys. Oh my god, Betrayal. Haunted house on a hill kind of game.
Yeah.
You actually have to start in the foyer and build out your house and explore it. Depending on which dice you roll in what room, that triggers the haunt. That is a campaign-based part of the game. There's 50 different possible campaigns.
I haven't even played all of them.
Yeah, no, I played it a good 15 times, I think, so far, and it never gets old.
It's different every time.
Yeah.
So, it's a team-based game until about partway through when the haunt triggers and somebody becomes a betrayer, and suddenly everything changes, and you have to try to beat whatever the big bad is in that game.
Yeah, because sometimes you know who the betrayer is, sometimes you don't. Yeah.
Sometimes there is no betrayer. You never know. So it could be aliens, it could be vampires, it could be a dragon. It could be an imaginary dragon. But it's really fun. You've probably heard of it. It's been very popular for the past couple of years. We've got lots of copies in stock, so come and pick it up.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have Dice Masters, which is more on the competitive gaming side of things. This one is less a tabletop board game and more a card collecting game. It has a card mechanic as well as a dice mechanic, so there's both chance and strategy in it. You build a team and then you roll dice to try to fight your opponent. We have regular events here in the store on Thursday nights, so if you want to come and learn the game, drop by at 6 p.m. on Thursdays and we can go ahead and teach you. We have starter kits available for, I think they're around $20.
Yeah.
And the starter kit will get you going for a 2-player game, and you can build your own team and get started from there.
Nice. But what do I get my parents? Like, I mean, my mom, she's not really that nerdy.
Well, you don't have to be a nerd to like comics and nerdy things. Guess what? There are some great comics for people who have never read comics before. Take my mom, for example. She had never read comics before. Thought they were weird. Thought they were for kids, because, you know, they're cartoons.
Right.
And then all the Marvel movies started taking off, and she became really interested in Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm sure for
I mean,
his
who
personality.
wouldn't? Yeah, his
and not
personality. Totally his personality.
bulging muscles.
But I gave her Wolverine Origins, and she loved it. So Wolverine Origins, Old Man Logan is another really good Wolverine story that we'd recommend for anybody who's a fan of the movies but hasn't tried the comics before. Speaking of people who are fans of other things, who might be fans of better things than comics,
Yes.
if you know somebody who is a fan of 50 Shades of Grey, read Sunstone. It is a million times better. It is so good. It is along the same lines, so you've got the sexual themes again, you've got the kind of taboo sort of storylines going on there, but it is so well written.
Right.
And these characters, I fall in love with these characters. I just want to give them a hug.
Well, right, and you want to give them a hug because they actually have some semblance of a healthy relationship.
Yes. This is a book with healthy relationships in it, and it's
Right.
exploring exactly what a healthy relationship is.
Right, because, I mean, as a dom and a submissive, you can certainly have the kind of relationship that comes in 50 Shades of Grey without actually being abusive to your partner.
What?
And it really, yeah, right? It's revolutionary. There's this neat thing called a safe word that actually gets used properly in that book. It's really cool.
It is really good.
The characters are also, it's not all sex. They are
No.
adorable. They talk about their exes, their work relationships, when they meet other people in and out of the scene, and it is just lovely. It's so real.
It's a really, really good book. I've given it to people who probably wouldn't have picked it up on their own, and they've fallen in love with it. So definitely give it a try. Stepan Sajic did both the writing and the art. I love his art. It's gorgeous. It's so expressive.
Yeah.
But the writing too. He's a really good character builder and a really good storyteller. So
Definitely.
I would highly, highly recommend Sunstone for pretty much anybody. So let's move on to a couple more things we have in our shop. For the diehard fan, we have a lot of really great statues. And these are the kind of statues that you want to showcase. You have them up on a shelf or somewhere prominent to display. These are display pieces.
Yeah.
And we have them at a lot of different price points too, anywhere from about $50 up to like $250.
Yeah.
So there are several different kinds, a lot of different characters, and we have them right in front. So we'll probably throw up a few on the screen so you can see kind of the different ones we have in stock, and we'll have some pretty deep discounts on those for Black Friday. So
yeah, we're looking at some really nice discounts for those, you guys. And statues are something that people don't tend to purchase for themselves because
Right.
it's pretty hard, like, you know, convincing yourself to spend that much money sometimes.
But gift giving season.
Right. Yeah, we have really great stuff over there, you guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna be seeing all of it discounted, I think. So yeah.
If you have more casual fans in your life and you don't want to spend $50 or more on a gift for them, we also have the pop figures and a lot of other action figures and toys around the shop too. So if you want to get something at a more affordable price point, there's that too. And the
Right.
pop figures come from all different kinds of media, from cartoons to movies to everything you can think of.
They're also a little less valuable and can actually fit on your office desk. So
I have 4 of them on my office desk.
cubicle decorations.
Yay, cubicle. Yes, cubicle decorations. Good point.
We also have quite a few like newbies to comics or people who aren't really sure where to get started. That's where our instant collections come in, you guys. We have 50 comics for $15 or 100 comics for $30. So that's pretty cheap. And it also, we combine all kinds of different like media in there. So I have
Zoe curates them herself.
Oh yeah, by the
hand.
way, I make those. So if you find a bunch of Convergence in there, it was her fault.
What?
We actually did include some Convergence and some Secret Wars because those are DC and Marvel's two biggest events.
Yes.
And they actually caused a lot of ripples and a lot of change in the main universe. So those will pretty much get you caught up on a good 30 to 50% of a lot of that storyline for you. So that's really cool. Also introduces some new characters if you're not really sure who to start following. That's really handy. There are also some indie series in there and quite a few Image number ones, if I recall, because Image sends us a ton of their number ones, so we have lots of extras for you guys. And my personal favorite, and the thing that you mostly see up on Facebook, is our old comics. These come from our discounted bins or from collections that we take in. One of my favorites recently was when the Fantastic Four had to stop Nick Fury from killing Hitler. And then
Why?
Because.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's all the cover told me. There's also when the Hulk figures out who Spider-Man is, and it just says the Hulk is here, cancel Christmas.
Oh.
Thanks, Marvel. All right.
So there are some funny, interesting little gems in
Old comics
this collection.
are amazing. Yeah, they're kind of corny, really cool, because they're also all the X-ray spec advertisements in the back of them. They're amazing. They're some of my favorite things to do around here. So.
These collections are also really good for people who maybe don't want to read comics. For instance, crafters.
Yeah.
Comics make great craft material. You can decoupage stuff, you can put them on your shoes, you can put them on your table, you can put them on frames, you can do anything with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Etsy that will prove that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you want to get somebody a little material to make some money with? Super cool.
Last but not least, I wanted to highlight a couple of our manga section. We do have some manga in stock, and two of the most popular ones right now are Tokyo Ghoul, which is it's an anime as well as a manga.
Yeah, I think has recently become popular with the anime as well. Because God, that art! Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And we also have, of course, the Attack on Titan manga. We have those in stock as well. And if you're an anime lover, I want to harken back and mention Wayward one more time because it's set in Japan. It's about the Japanese folklore. It's really good. Please pick it up.
Most anime fans, you guys are, stick to generally anime and manga.
Japanese culture,
so for parents or friends who really don't know what to get them a Western Japanese type book because they probably haven't picked it up before and it's hella accurate. It's super cool.
You said hella.
I did.
Great. So that covers all of the products that we wanted to highlight for the holidays. We will also be offering gift cards or gift certificates in the store, and we'll be offering them at a special discount. So you can buy a $25 gift card for $20.
Thanks so much, Jess. And that was our list of all the super cool stuff we're putting on sale for you guys at Critical Threat Comics and Games. Stop in before the holidays and get yourself stocked up.
Black Friday and all through the month of December.
Nice. Bye.